Welcome to a wonderful, cold day. I don't know if you can hear the church bells now, but it's 12 o'clock. Jesus was crucified now. And we are starting the Via Dolorosa, the way of the cross, the way of the misery, the way of the suffering, the way that Jesus walked with his cross on. We will honor the tour with a Latin cross dedicated to Daniel, you can see the Hebrew and the English name, Fritz, English and Hebrew. He bought that cross, and I will bless it in every station of the cross, and then I will send it to his house. If you want to have your own cross, it's not a problem. Look at the description of that movie, that video. Just beneath the video you can find a description, and you will see the link for buy me a coffee, and you do have some various options of crosses and others things. I love, for example, the Bible, and I will bless it for you, and I will send, of course, the cross to your house. And the video, as you can see, already uploaded to YouTube. Then 14 stations, Via Dolorosa. Not all of you knows it, but Jesus was crucified, according to the Catholic, at the Praetorium, which is that building. That building is now elementary school, and the Christians cannot build churches or marketplace except on Friday, when no one actually used that school, and then they can worship Jesus. Next to it, they built the first 2 stations. Now, 14 stations, not all of them were mentioned in the Bible, which is good, because look at the blue sky. The Franciscans in the 16th century added some stories that were almost like a dogma, like ancient traditions. Some of them are really ancient traditions into their story. The idea is to feel the agony of Jesus and to feel the agony of his mother as well. Then we're going to follow those stations, and we're going to bless the cross of Daniel, and we're going to bless you, because you are part of my my family now. I'm not working for more than 2 years, and as I told some of you, you actually resurrect me from the death. I didn't know what to do with myself. There are no tourists, and then some of you decided to help me with that. Then thank you very much. And don't forget to subscribe my channel. Then in that case, instead of the Praetorium, you can actually feel Pontius Pilate there, and you can see Jesus being judged there. And in the Church of Flagellation, which is sadly closed now, we can read from the Gospel of John. Then Pilate took Jesus and had him flogged. The soldiers twisted together a crown of thorn and put it on his head. They clothed him in a purple robe, and went up to him again and again, saying, "Hail, King of the Jews!" And they slapped him in the face. Gospel of John 19, 1-3. Then this is the first chapel, and he'd been judged there, and then at the end he was found guilty. Then the Via Dolorosa actually began now. Then let's go to see the next chapel, the second chapel, which is open. The minute I'm blessing that cross, it's going to be priceless. The energy of that cross will be So strong. This is made of olive wood. Then it's solid and good. The people there, to the chapel of condemnation. When Pilate heard these words, he brought Jesus out and seated him on the judge's bench in the place called Stone Pavement, in Hebrew, Gavta. Then he handed him over to them to be crucified. So they took Jesus and carrying the cross with himself, he went out to what is called in Hebrew, place of the skull. In Hebrew, Golgotha. And this is from the Gospel of John 19, 13, 16, and 17. And now when it's all open, when it's empty, I can actually enter. Oh, it's not empty. I mean, look at that. It's just going from the praetorium. We know that that is the school of today. And he started to carry his cross. And an amazing scene that never mentioned in the Bible, but I believe that it could happen, is the mother, Mary Magdalene, and John, that we know that being as part of the Via Dolorosa, Mary Magdalene and John trying to hide Mary, to hide the sin from Mary's eyes. The agony of the mother is such a strong one. On the floor, you can see ancient pavement. It's not from the time of Jesus, but it might be from the 2nd century, from the time of Adrian. But the idea is the same. The soldiers were waiting outside the praetorium, the judgment place, and were playing. In a modern church, but an ancient pavement. Let's go out from the Franciscan convent and the university in a way, and let's start to walk through the Muslim quarter. Most of the stations are at the Muslim quarter, which is nice and beautiful. Sadly, there are no tourists. להתראות, bye bye. You are at the Via Dolorosa street, and that's the entrance to the praetorium, the school, the Antonia. Behind it is the temple that was built by King Herod, and he built the Antonia to see everything. He was afraid that someone will, kill him, hurt him. He knew that that place is very crowded, lots of problems can be there. That the Antonia was to see that Jews are praying without any problems. And that's where he was. That was where he was charged. And this is beautiful. And that's from Matthew 16. If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. Amazing, isn't it? And that's what we are doing. To mark the stations, usually you see a different pavement and an image of what's happening here. Here Jesus is carrying the cross. This is the second station. beautiful place to visit. Little Strassos, which is the ancient stones, the ancient pavement mentioned in the Bible. It's at the Sister of Notre Dame de Sion. Sadly, it's closed now, but look how beautiful it is. I mean, every picture here is a postcard. But the most important thing here is that arch. Some believe that Pontius Pilate was standing there in the windows and washed his hands. It's called Ecce Homo. This is the man. In fact, that arch is not from the time of Jesus, it's from the 2nd century, and it's kind of victory, triumph arch. It was built for him. He was here, came to Jerusalem and the Holy Land, destroy Jerusalem again, changed the name of Jerusalem to Alia Capitolina, which is his family name, and punished the Jews by changing the name of Israel from Israel to Palestine, 2nd century. Everything is closed here, as you can see. First of all, there's no tourist. Actually, that's the main reason. Then the restaurants are closed. The tourist shops are closed. It's very quiet here, and for you, it's I think the best idea. Then, in that case, you can actually see Jerusalem as it's supposed to be. We are in the Muslim quarter. I can see that that man is made Hajj, and he just came from Mecca. You see the decoration around the house, and from that moment, he's got a title like Sir. The title will be Hajj Yusuf. If his name was Yusuf, then now it's Hajj Yusuf. And according to the Greek Orthodox, that was the prison of Christ. That is the Praetorium, the Antonia according to them. Prison of Christ. Then we do have two options, but the idea is that it's the same idea. It's very close to each other. If you ask me to do the same thing that Daniel asked me to do, I will be more than happy if you will give me some information. We are Catholic, we are Christian, I can actually go to different routes to show you different places, and free to do that. This time Daniel didn't ask me to do anything special, then I decided to take the obvious thing, which is amazing, the Via Dolorosa. Until yesterday it was raining, actually pouring, and now it's only cold. It's 44 degrees Fahrenheit and 7 or 12 degrees Celsius, but it's excellent. We are reaching the junction of the Via Dolorosa. If we will continue, if we'll take a right, we will reach Damascus Gate in less than 7 minutes. But the Via Dolorosa continue to that place. And before we will continue, I wanted to see another important place. And first of all, the Via Dolorosa sign. You can follow it almost until the church. And I want you to meet the Austrian Hospice, which is an Austrian hospice. It's actually an hotel. And I want you to see why. First of all, the food is amazing, but the food here in El Basti shop is not less amazing, and this is local food. Here, you can enjoy Austrian beer, strudel, in the middle of the Muslim Quarter, and you can climb up to the roof. Can you see the small cross and the flags? The view from there is absolutely amazing. It will cost you around 5 shekels. It's worth it. But we are not going to the Mass Cascade. We are continuing with the Via Dolorosa. And we will stop at the 3rd and the 4th station. Those two stations, those two stories are not in the Bible. That is where Jesus fell for the first time, and he will fall another twice, altogether 3 times. Usually when I'm taking non-Catholic tourists, they look at me and say, Zahi, but it's not in the Bible. And we already talked about it, remember? They added some traditions. Now let's talk about those traditions. Let me just go to the shade. And you will be able to see the 3rd and the 4th station in the Muslim order. Jesus didn't eat. He didn't drink. He knew that he was going to be crucified. He had to carry his cross. They laughed at him. They beat him. Then can he fall? Yes, he can. Without any reasons, I'm falling at least once a day. Without any reasons. Any reason. And can he fall? Of course he can. What about Mary, the mother? Until 3 months ago, I used to say, if I will carry the cross to the crucifixion place, my mother will be next to me. My mother was a Jewish lady, and she died sadly 3 months ago, and I think a little bit more than 3 months ago, in August. And I can promise you that she will be next to me. Then Mary was a Jewish mother, and I believe that she actually followed Jesus all the way. And we know she was at the crucifixion itself. Then let's continue with it. The smell of the falafel is amazing, and I must say that I didn't eat. Then I'm starving. And here we are reaching the 5th station. The 5th station, say hello. מה שלומך? The 5th station is mentioned in the Bible. Hooray, hooray, hooray. It was around Passover, and this is one of the 3 festivals, Jewish festivals, that every Jew had to be in the city. Then to find Jews from all over the world wasn't a big deal. Jesus came for Passover as well. He didn't come for Easter. Easter is because of Jesus and what's happened to Jesus, not before that. Then he was here when he felt dizzy. And by a chance, Saint Simon, a Jew from Libya of today, was next to him, and he was forced by the Romans to help Jesus to carry the cross. Then in that case, right now, he is helping Jesus. There's one stone here that we believe that it was from the time of Jesus, and so many believe that he was standing here and he couldn't breathe. Then is that the left handprint of Jesus' hand or not? We don't know, but I must tell you, the minute I touched that place, which hundreds of thousands Christians touch and bless, that cross now of Daniel is full with energy. Another thing that I want you to understand, that the floor that you're now walking on, just together with me, is a new one. Here in that place, I used to fall at least once or twice. It was horrible. And from right now, they promise me that it will be amazing. Then we are climbing up to the sixth station, and the sixth station is very important for me, because at the sixth station, which is not here, but it's a beautiful house, beautiful Muslim house. It's, I believe, from the Mamluks time, 15th century. And this is another important place, and not the station. I know they have excellent energy here. Then at the sixth station, just where the people are standing, Veronica was standing, and she saw the agony of Jesus. She decided to help him. In those 14 stations, no one helped Jesus except of Saint Veronic. And Saint Veronic's story is not part of the Bible, but it's a very old tradition. Now think about it. Jesus was surrounded with Roman soldiers. If you will help him, you will consider to be a traitor as well against the regime. And in that case, now this is a very good friend of mine. And when you see him just next to the sixth station, yeah, go and help him, buy something, and then you can bless it as well, just like I'm blessing that cross. Remember, between the 5th and the 6th. And he will be always here. We'll see you.
God bless you, brother.
Thank you.
Say hello for the family.
Now they're taking pictures, then I will wait a little bit. For me, the story of Saint Veronic is an amazing, important story. Why? Because it was a woman that helped Jesus to carry the cross, not a man. And she knew that she might be crucified as well. What a big cameras! Can I just take a video of the... All right, and then you will continue doing whatever you're doing. Then here it is. This is the column from 1st century with the name Veronica on it. Now Veronica took the veil that she actually cleaned the face of Jesus, and she saw that the face of Jesus was printed on it. That's the entrance to the sixth station. Belongs to the Malkitis, Catholic, Christian. בסדר, מה שלומך? What's happened? Then, let's continue.
עושים לכם שטויות ואין עבודה.
בדיוק. Then, IRS, is anyone? There's a rumor that they are going from one shop to another. Then the few shops that they were open, they are now closing it and running away. Then, everyone knows the Bible mentioned that Jesus was crucified outside the gate. Today, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, which is one of the two options of the crucifixion place, is in the center of the city. But 2,000 years ago, that was outside the gate. Then in that case, we are now going out of the gate. Today, it's the main street. But at that time, it was outside the city. We are entering the Cardo, the main street, Roman street from 2nd century and up. And again, 2nd century, it wasn't at Jesus' time. And you can see outside the gate, the 7th station. That's where Jesus fell for the second time. The name of the street is not the Cardo. The olive press in a way in English. Street. We're climbing up to the 8th station, which mentioned in the Bible as well, and those were the women of Jerusalem, saw Jerusalem and wept. Not like the other chapels, here it's only mark on the wall. There's no chapel here, although most of the chapels are closed, not because of the coronavirus. They usually are open only on Friday for the big parade, Catholic parade, the Franciscans parade. Eighth station of the Via Dolorosa. Nika is victory, and Ichthus, Christ. To continue, we have to go back to the Cardo, to the main street, which is only a few meters from here. And if it's okay by you, I want to climb up to the roof, to the 9th station. Usually so many organized tours are skipping that place, mainly because it takes time. But we do have time, isn't it, Daniel Fritz? Now what's that? At the beginning of the video, just before I started it, you could hear the muezzin calls to pray. And that's how they close the shop. And it will take them hours to close the shop and to go to Al-Aqsa to pray. But no one will touch their property. Oh, the smell of coffee is amazing. Oh, I love coffee. I'm a coffeeholic. It's a new system, electric crowd in the city can help the old people that cannot use the but again, lots of local people. They're closing the shop. So amazing. They heard about the taxmen that are coming to see what's happening. And next to the 5th station, if he will stop at his place, I know, but at least they will know it. You will meet an amazing man, and he's an excavator. He's got so many antiques, and he can talk about everything.
Who you are?
For someone that YouTube people, the one who will watch it. Do you want to say something?
Tell them that we are seeking a peace.
Yes, we are seeking. Yes, and we are seeking tourists for sure.
When there is peace, there is tourism.
Yes. Bye. See you. Now he was talking about the peace. I'm an Israeli guy. He's a Palestinian guy, and we are good friends. What you hear in the news is, well, not so true. Let's say it in that way. That, remember, he went to pray. We will climb up to the roof, and we will say again hello to a very important guy that now is eating.
Nice.
But if you like tamarind hindi or lemonade, he is the man. Then if you will see him, buy yourself one and then climb up to the roof. Then we left the corridor, we left the main road. The corridor, you know that man, that name, when you are going to a doctor who deals with heart, you're going to cardiologic. Yeah, the heart of the city. Then we are leaving the crowd, because until today, as you saw, the corridor is very crowded. And we already enter to the Christian quarter. That is the Muslim quarter. And we are at the Christian quarter. And if I'll turn around, and I will do that of course for you, you can see the dome of a synagogue. This is the Jewish quarter. And now you can realize that it's a small city. It's 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer, half mile by half mile. And the Church of the Holy Sepulchre at the 4th century started here. Remember the one that I told you to drink? His drinks? That is the entrance. And today, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, the Church of the Holy Tomb, the place that Jesus was crucified, died, buried, and resurrected, it's only less than half, actually, from the church, and still big and important. Then you are actually walking through the Byzantine church area or site. But that church been destroyed a few times. 614 by the Persian, 1009 by the Muslims. It was burned down by the Christians at 1808 by mistake. Then the church is full with different stories and orders, domination. I mean, in their church, not like in your church, you will find the Ethiopians are behind that door. You will find the Egyptian. You will find the Greek Orthodox, Catholic, Armenian, Syrianic church. Then so many of the Christians are having a piece of it. And because of it, because everyone wants some of it, they have a lot of problems. ראיתי את אבא, כמעט ונשקתי אותו. לפני שבועיים, הוא הלך, שיפצת, הכל בסדר? אחלה. אפשר לסיים מצלמה?
כן, אבל לא לסיים.
רגע, I'm going to see him. רגע, no, I will stop you for a minute.
Here, come.
The video, I must say that my friend is so optimistic. I'm a little scared because there's no tourist and the situation doesn't look so well. And he said, remember, tourists were here before Jesus' time. They will be here soon and after us and forever. Then he's right, but you see, I have to go to him to find the strength.
Jesus come destroy the shops inside the temple.
True.
2,000 years ago.
That it means that there were shops.
There were shops inside the temple.
True. There it is. This is the ninth station of the cross. That's where Jesus fell for the third time. And it's such a beautiful...
Oh, my cigarette time.
It's so beautiful thing. The salesman is a very good man. I know his father, which is his situation is not as it used to be many years ago, but I love him. I saw him walking with the help of his brother, and I almost jumped near and kissed him, but I was too shy to do that. But I was praying when I saw him. Now that area belongs to the Egyptian. You can see the Coptic Orthodox Patriarch of Jerusalem. 10% of the Egyptian are Coptic Christians. Sadly, I do have a friend of mine, one of the subscribers, that asked me to visit their chapel, but it's closed. At least close to me. The good thing at COVID-19 is that they are renovating. They do have time to do that. We are leaving the 9th station of the cross that mark here as well. That's where Jesus fell for the 3rd time, and usually I'm falling here, then I will do that slowly now. I will climb up slowly and carefully, and we are reaching to Ethiopia. We saw that the other side of the village when I talked about the Ethiopians. And for me, although the sign of the 9th station is there, I know it for so many years here. Then I'm blessing your cross, Daniel, Fritz, here. Ethiopians, look at the blue sky. It's unbelievable. And someone asked me, is that real blue sky or you're doing something with whatever, one of the programs? No, it's real. It's real. It's real. It's real. It's just real blue sky. Now that used to be part of the Christian Crusaders. I think the German Crusaders, because he part of it. But now it belongs to the Coptic. The Coptic. They were mentioned in the Bible. Remember, one of them was baptized to Christianity by Philip in the book of Acts. They believe that there are a creation of one special meeting, Queen Shiva and King Solomon, and 9 months later, the first Ethiopian was born. He became to be the king of Ethiopia, and he came to here when he was 20 years old. His father, King Solomon, gave him that art of the covenant. Then if you're asking people, if you're asking the Ethiopians where is the ark, then it's in the city of Aksum. And one day I will go there, although I cannot go into it. Then every church is like the temple. There's the one part for the disciples, for the believers, the Christians community. The other one is called the Holy of the Holy, just like the Jewish temple. And only the high priest, which is another Jewish term, can go into there. Another thing that I want you to see is that olive tree that the Ethiopians believe that is the place that Jesus was, Abraham. Abraham almost sacrificed Isaac. Then the tradition of the Jewish Temple Mount was moved to here. The center of the world is here, the tomb of Adam is here, everything is here. Beautiful village, but we have to continue, Danielle. And for the rest, what about you? Did you already subscribe me? Please say yes. I do have a competition which I think I'm winning between me and my daughter. She doesn't believe that I'm a YouTuber. And she gave me a mission like a year or 2 years ago. If you will reach 100K subscribers, I will believe you. I'm so close to it. Please subscribe my channel and send this video or my video link to all of your friends and tell them that I want to win. Because in about 2 weeks from now, January 14, my daughter will celebrate her 17 years old birthday. And this is the gift that I want to give her. Your father is a subscriber. He's old, but old men can be subscribers. Now we will go through the two chapels of the Ethiopians, and the first one you will be able to see a painting of King Solomon meeting Queen Shiva. I will try to be quiet, although as you can see it's a little bit difficult for me. And you will be surprised, but we will be at the facade of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Look at that. This is an amazing picture to take. Watch your head when you're entering because it's quite small. I love the smell here. Thank you. You can see the Holy of the Holy. Usually it's close. Now, although it's a very important chapel, you saw that it doesn't look like $1 million. And we are at the most important church in the world. And that is because of the status quo. There's a lot of debates between different orders. Who owns that place? Then welcome to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre facade. What you see here is mainly from 11th and 12th century. It's so good to see two Israeli groups here visiting the church, knowing more the Christianity, which is very important, because I believe that to accept the people, accept the others, is so important. Then some of the problems. Who owns what? And in some of the chapels there are a huge debate and lots of problems. For example, here, that's where it's called the Franks chapel, and that's where they took his clothes out. Remember, he's carrying the cross now. And then who cleans, it's a Catholic chapel. Who cleans the stairs? The Catholic, of course. And stairs. But who cleans that yard? That yard is cleaned by the Greek Orthodox. But what about the stairs that the lady is not touching? Is that belongs to the Catholic or to the Greek Orthodox? Then, according to the status quo, the Catholic can clean that stair every day, morning time, and Greek Orthodox can do that every day. Then let's enter the church. And it's Sunday it's a resurrection church, and it's rescue time. I must tell you that early morning it was almost empty, but you can imagine what actually happened here if tourists are arriving to the place. I just want to see where they're going and if they're climbing or not. And it looks like they're climbing. Now, because they're climbing there, it's going to be a little bit noisy. And I will show you the Golgotha later on when they won't be there. And that's what happened here. He was crucified at the Golgotha, and we already know that it's there. And then they purified his body after he died. They put a lintel around him, just like they're doing it to every Jew. And they are buried. The dead, this time at Joseph of Arimathea cave, burial cave, which is a very rich Jew, because most of the Jews were in the region. They've been buried in the ground. So just dig a hole. Then the place that they purified the body of Jesus is right in front of you. You can see that everyone who arrive here are blessing themselves here, and you can see the anointing oil. And what I'm going to do, then you have to put it on that stone, and I will actually add the anointing oil on it. Some people actually believe, at least tells me, when they're getting the cross, they're smelling it, and they swear that they can smell the oil. And I accept it, because from time to time I'm leaving the oil on my hand. Wow, look at that. This is a long. Daniel cannot go into the tomb with the camera. Then later on I will enter and bless it. Now, the tomb doesn't look like a cave now, isn't it? It doesn't look like a cave. And that is true, because it's been destroyed so many times. And the structure that you see is only from the 19th century, and it actually includes two parts. The first one is the Chapel of the Angels, who took care that no one will steal the body of Christ. The second part is the tomb. Here you might see a little bit of the holy fire. No, not even a bit. Too many people. I can see something in it. And the tomb himself is right here. This is a chapel that belongs to the Coptic Egyptian. You can see the tomb from another angle. It's amazing to see it crowded, although most of them are Israelis. It's still beautiful to see it. This is an Armenian chapel. According to the Armenians, they were standing here watching the crucifixion. Then let's climb up. You can see that the tour guide already left the crucifixion, and lately there's a new monk there, belongs to the Greek Orthodox. From time to time he doesn't allow me to take a video, And then let me explain to you that you will see two chapels. First one here is the Catholic one, and that's where he was nailed to the tomb. And you will see Mary with a spear in her heart. That is the Pietà. But the most important part, which is another station of the Via Dolorosa, it's the crucifixion place. That's a different monk. That is the 10th century. That's when they stripped him from his clothes. 11 station is where they nail him to the cross. Remember, Mary with the spear in heart represents the Pietà. Look at the face of Mary. Look at the sadness. You will feel like a spear will enter to your heart. So he says in the Jewish temple when they visit the temple at the presentation. Ceremony begins now. That is the Golgotha. And you can see Jesus on the cross. John to the right, to the left is Mary. While Jesus was on the cross, he asked John to take care of his mother. And let's wait. I want to bless the cross there. And there's a hole here. And you see the Golgotha, that rock itself. And we're going to leave the church from the Greek Orthodox part, and I must tell you that this is a very crowded church compared to the last 2 years that I've been here without a tourist. Sadly, all of them are Israelis. We're living on the Calvary, and I will really ask you to subscribe my channel. And Daniel, thank you very much for doing it with me. And next week, or this week, it's already Sunday, I will send the cross to your house. Thank you very much, and I hope that you will watch my harder videos. Bye bye.